Your mornings are fucking you. So right now, just out here, getting my AM block of steps in. But the one thing that I will see kill so many people, and it's the reason they can never make any progress. That dog here, is he gonna bite me? No, nice. Is to wake up first thing in the morning and they'll be in such a reactive state. They'll probably get in, maybe press snooze on their alarm a couple of times. Then they'll jump up out of the bed, rushing out to work, grabbing their shit, maybe grab a coffee on their way out, or they'll just get one in the petrol station on the way to work. And they'll be in this reactive state starting off the day, and they're kind of just letting the day take them. So what I do every single morning when I get up is the question I always ask myself, is if I can't sit down in the morning and write down what I want to take from that day, I'm not going to fucking get it, am I? So every single morning, my routine looks like I jump up out of my bed, I make it perfectly, start the day off with a win. I do fucking never click snooze on my alarm. Jump up out of bed, make my bed perfectly. Then I'll go in, brush my teeth, wash my face, do a few bits and bobs. Then I will hydrate with my electrolytes. I'll drink like a litre of water. I'll make myself a coffee, and then I will go over to my desk. I will sit down, I will pull out my journal, and I will write down my AM alignment, okay? So I've got my goals in my head, so the first thing I'll do is I'll sit there for a couple of minutes, and I'll write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. And I will take time doing this. Previously in the past, when I'd be doing my gratitude, I'd just be scribbling shit down. Grateful that I'm young and healthy, blah, 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 blah. I'm grateful I live in Bali. And I'd put no emotional attachment behind what I was writing down. I'd just be scribbling it down for the sake of writing it down. But you need to put some emotionality behind it. So connect to why you're grateful for that. So let's say you could write down, I'm grateful for having a healthy family. Okay, why are you grateful for that? And a good way to practice gratitude is, say for example, you could be like, I'm happy and grateful I've got a healthy family. All your family could be fucking dead. So say if you're like, I can't think of anything I'm grateful for. I could fucking chop your legs off now. I bet you'd be grateful to have legs then, wouldn't you? So always just flip it on its head if you can't think of what you're grateful for. And then write down why you are grateful for that, okay? And then the next thing is you have to be clear on what your goals are. So write down what it is that you're working towards right now. This is what I call assumptions, okay? AM assumptions. So let's say it could be, I want to get to 10% body fat. I want to build a successful business. Say if you've got financial targets, whatever it is. This is individual dependent. Everyone's going to have their own goals, okay? Then you're going to write down, okay, if I were to get to 10% body fat, if I was to be a man right now and I had a six-pack, how would that man act today? What would have to be true in order for me to move 1% closer to that goal? Because the thing is, you're not going to hit your goal in 2 or 3 weeks. It's going to have to be over a prolonged time period, okay? So you're going to write down, what would you have to do today in order to get closer to that goal, okay? So, you've got your assumptions in terms of the person you want to become. Let's say an individual with 10% body fat. Let's keep it simple. Then you're going to write down the alignment, okay? What would have to be true today in order for you to get 1% closer? Then you're going to write down your non-negotiables. So that could be, you've written down your goals, you've written down where you want to be. Now your non-negotiables are going to be the things that are going to get you 1% closer to that goal. So it could be hitting my 10k steps today, if you've got a step goal. It could be doing your cardio, doing your gym session, nailing your diet. And now what you have done there is you've set a clear plan for the day. You've reaffirmed to yourself where you want to be, what your assumption is, where you want to go with your goals. this in this case being 10% body fat, you've written down what would have to be true. Like, how would that man act? If you were to think of someone right now who's in elite level shape, whoever it is that you're aspiring to be like, how would he act today? What would his non-negotiables be? And then you just repeat this every single day. So you're constantly reminding yourself of what your goal is and how you're going to have to act in order to achieve said goal, okay? And by you doing this every single day, you've got your AM alignment, you're doing your assumptions, you're taking off your non-negotiables. If you can commit to this, you can completely transform your life in 4 to 6 months' time. I've never seen anyone go through this process and not hit their goal, okay?